there's less traffic going the extra mile. I need that to resonate. That was deep. There's less traffic going the extra mile because everyone, you know, stay in your own lane, whatever the case may be. Everyone's in a rush to go somewhere. But if you want to do what you got to do, because it's really, if you have a 9 to 5, it's what you do after 5 that matters. If you go to college, it's what you do after class that matters. That's that extra mile. That's that extra work, because you can work full time on your job or in your school, but you gotta find some time to work part time on yourself, because you could work for someone and make a living. You could work for yourself and make a fortune. But you gotta figure out, you gotta make the time out, you gotta make the sacrifice that you need to make in order to make that happen. Because I was in school, I had class, I had to catch a bus, this, that, and the third, but I still took the time out. I'm gonna write this book, I'm gonna get these pens out, and then I'm gonna start speaking. And speaking, I just landed into speaking. When I came out with the book, I could not tell you that I was gonna go around and travel and get paid to speak to people. I just did open mics, and I wanted to share my poetry. But once I realized that I had an opportunity to go to Montclair and speak for 20 minutes and get my first paid gig, I go to Montclair and speak to EOF about my story. And I'm telling you, all of this stuff is happening at the same time, so it was kind of overwhelming. But I could go to Montclair State, speak to EOF for 20 minutes and tell them what I just told you. Not even half the stuff I told you. All I can tell you is that I got a book, I got a pen, Amber Rose, and Spike Lee. You can do it too. So that's what I was, that's what I had at the time, but he saw the potential in me, and I'm like, we'll give you $500 for 20 minutes. I'm like, 20 minutes, that's it? That's like, no go over, that's it? And then once I got that first check, I'm like, you know what? I could make this into a living. And we live in a society that you can get paid to do anything. You can make a Vine and go viral. My friend Scott told me that you can turn your dreams into a reality and that into a salary. Whatever you do, whatever that dream is, you can get paid for it. If you build a greater demand and you're that unique, someone will cut you a check. And the more value you bring to the marketplace, the bigger the check. It's all about the value you bring, because all of you guys, if your heart is beating right here, you're here for a purpose. There's something you was born to do. There's a space that you're supposed to fill that no one else can fill. There's something that you're supposed to do that no one can do the way that you do it. But you have to believe it. That's why I asked you to raise your hand. You gotta make a decision, and as simple as it is, today, like even I got my little notepad. Whenever I have an idea, I write it down. I got a poem, I write it down. I got an idea, I write it down. I write it down because me as a poet, if I have an idea and I don't write it down and pray that it comes to me, it probably never does. I'm like, well, there goes another best-selling poem that I just let go of. So whenever I have an idea, I write it down. Even if you have, I just like the old-fashioned write it down. But even if you have my notepad on the iPhone, it's full of notes from, I got something, I write it down. But write down your dream in the